Well, US President Donald Trump has threatened to impose tariffs of 200% on European wine, champagne and spirits as his trade war with the EU escalates. France is particularly vulnerable to the tariffs, and the country's economy minister said he would negotiate. Trump has already imposed new duties on European steel and aluminium. Well, earlier I spoke to Ignacio Sanchez, Recarte, Secretary-General of the European Committee of Wine Companies in Brussels. He told me just how large the US market for European wine is.
United States is the biggest export market for the European Union. So we send there around 27% of our wines. So the 27% of our exports go to the United States with a value of 4.5 billion, a little bit more than 4.5 billion per year. And all European wine producers are affected because for all of them is the biggest export market outside of the European Union.
If we can just run through the basic maths, which I think it's worth doing on the other end in the US. If you're buying, if my favourite French red cost me $15 to buy yesterday, what would that cost me in the future with a 200% tariff on top?
So, a lot. So imagine that you have a wine, your favorite wine, which is declared at the border at 15 euros. Going out of the customs will cost 3 times this, so 45. So it's 15 plus twice the price, so $45 just going outside of the customs, and then you will have to have the rest of the taxes.
Wow. So let's talk about the elasticity of that demand. What would that price do, do you think, to the demand for European wine in the United States?
So it's very simple, and I think very simple maths. With a 200% tariffs, will not be exporting to the US. There is no capacity for the European wine producers or for the US consumers to adapt to this increase of price. I mean, there is no way. So what we have seen in the past in countries like Australia, when they were hit by more or less an equivalent tariff by the Chinese authorities, and they just stopped sending wines there. So zero export. No export.
Ignacio, is it hard to retaliate against a president who drinks Diet Coke? Are you in favour of retaliation on the comparatively small amount of US wines that make it back into Europe? Is there any point to that?
No. And it's not the first time we say it. We want all wines, so European and US wines, out of any kind of unrelated trade dispute. We have an extremely good relation with the US wine industry, with the producers of the Wine Institute of California. And we signed some years ago an agreement in which we were saying to our own administrations, both on both sides of the Atlantic, we don't want to be touched, and we don't want you to touch my counterpart. So no action at all need to be taken on US wines.
Ignacio Sanchez Recarte with the European Committee of Wine Companies in Brussels, Belgium. Thanks so much for your time.